Okay, so behind the scenes here, I'm going to be transforming Squibbles into Nemesis, right there as you see, from Resident Evil. So, I don't know if I'm gonna do this. My plan is to use cardboard or paper mache, and we'll see, What I have right now is, just random pictures here, as you can see, other people made and stuff, as a reference, and junk, because we're gonna be playing Resident Evil on the stream, so I think it'd be pretty swell, look at that, But yeah, we'll see how this works, and I thought it'd be pretty swell to show you, how I made it. So first, I have a piece of paper here, and what I think I'm going to do is I'm gonna like make an outline, you see, of Squibble's head right there, because he's supposed to turn into Nemesis, and I'm just going to see if I can, create like a match, by drawing it first onto what it might actually, look like here on his face. So we're gonna try that. We'll be right back. That's what I did similar to the mask. Or not the mask, but the helmet up there, the Nemesis helmet. So we'll see how this works. We'll see. Book! Alright, you see, so that's, I think, like an outline, of his head. Now what I'm going to do, I'll take this, put it in my scanner over here, and then kind of try to, like, trace out, Nemesis' face here onto Squibbles, and see what it would look like, You see, kind of like that, maybe like, make it bigger and stuff. So that way his, it would fit him perfectly. Similar to how I did with, over there, you can't really see it, but the Twilight Princess Midnight costume, or outfit, So let's see if this works. Alright, so that is what, the picture looks like scanned onto the computer here. And if I bring up Nemesis, I kind of zoomed his face up, so I can see it. And I did like an outline with my mouse. You see these lines here? And that way when I remove the original picture, you can see it in front of Squibbles. Now, if I want to do this exact shape, because Squibbles over here, you see on the side how fat like his head is? See that, like from here? Well, basically, in order to get like the full Nemesis face, I'd have to make it huge. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not, but we'll see. But I was also thinking maybe, kind of like morph it, kind of. Since he has a box face, you see that? Maybe I'll like morph it into this. And then I had another idea. I was like, you know what? Maybe, since I already have this, Darth Squibbles here that I made for the Star Wars Battlefront stream, I might just use this as like a, I don't know, like a foundation or whatever. I don't know if that makes sense. And build upon this and try to create, Nemesis out of this thing with like cardboard and, paint and stuff. We'll see. So, I'll be right back. Alright, change of plans. I think maybe the box would have been better. Maybe? I don't know. But I'm gonna try something else. Something new I've never done before. I'm going to use this here. I don't know what this is. Like the clear plastic wrap stuff here. And cover it around Squibbles, right? And make like so he doesn't actually get like spewed on and whatever. I don't want him to be like ruined. But I want it to be like a protection, like a little coat around him. And then I'll apply the paper mache, all over the place. Only on the front part though, The back we don't really have to do, I think. And then I'll have like a mask to work with, And I'll just create everything out of this paper, Including the face, the Nemesis face, the body, and like the pants and whatever, We'll see how this works. And even like maybe a tiny bazooka too, that would be cool. We'll see though, we'll see. I'm gonna wrap him around and see how this goes. And behold, I have wrapped Squibbles up here. He looks like he's, in a cocoon or something. I don't want, anything to happen to him and stuff. So that's why I put it all around. And also it looks like I'm about to kill him or, like he's suffocating. I'm sorry, Poogs. Or I mean, Poogs, Squibbles. What do you call it? Poogs. I'm sorry, Squibbles. But after this, I'm going to take I have this junk, paper mache stuff, I don't know. I have glue. And then I have paper here. I'm going to put it together into my little bowl here. Mix it up. And then we're going to apply, like the strips on here. And then, we'll see from there. So I'll be right back. Okay, so now, all the paper mache has kind of been applied. As you can see, Squibbles looks like a cocoon, I swear. I did most of it on the front, and the back. But the front is, what everybody will be seeing. The ear I kind of left off, I don't have that much paper, but I'll get to that right now. So right now what I'm going to do, it's still wet. I'll use, you know, this hair dryer I found randomly, you know, and put it on very hot. I don't know if you can see that. I'm gonna put it on and turn it on very hot, but I'll keep it at low so all the paper doesn't fly everywhere, you know. So it's gonna sound like this. See that? And then I just, you know, do like this and bam shalam. So hopefully it works, you know. We'll be right back. Alright, so as Squibbles is drying here, I'm gonna use some of this stuff, you know. This is something similar that I used on my Samus mask here. It's basically glue, you know, it's gloss, but I kind of use it as glue. But before we, you know, apply that, I'm gonna put some of this stuffs on there, giso or whatever it's called, to, you know, kind of give it a coat. It's gonna be white and it's gonna harden. And if anything, I'll even use this and paint, you know, just to give it an extra, you know, like coat of, you know, so it makes it harder, you know. So it's not like all flimsy like this, you know, piece of newspaper. But we'll be right back and, you know, see how that goes. As you see, I applied the, you know, schlop here, the giso, this stuff right here, onto Squibbles. And I'm just using my finger. You can use a paintbrush if you want, you know. But I know afterwards, if you don't clean the paintbrush very well, it's going to harden as well. Oh god, it's getting all over the floor. And you won't be able to kind of like use it. So that's why I'm using my finger. It's also easier this way, you know. And what I'm doing is I'm just applying, you know, like a coat of this. And once it hardens, it's going to be kind of like a rock, you know. Like that's what I did similar with this. I keep mentioning, you know, my Samus helmet, but basically it's the same technique. Except the Samus helmet, I printed out like a 3D model, and then I cut it and glued it together. It was a bit harder than the paper mache Squibbles here. But I did the same thing, you know. It used to be like soft and kind of like fragile as the paper right there. And after I did a few coats of this, you know, it turned like this. You can hear it. You know, it's hard. You know, it's still paper, but you know what I mean. So that's what I'm trying to do right here, as you can see. And you know, once I have all this, you know, we're gonna use the dryer again, or the hair dryer, and make it, you know, completely dry, hopefully. And that's gonna take a while, but yeah. So we'll be right back. I also turned on the light so it's better to see. But as you can see, you know, now I have Squibbles here in a cast, kind of. All that white stuff, you know, all over him and stuff, you know, that griso thing from the back too. And now I'm just going to use the blow dryer again to dry it all, and hopefully, you know, it hardens. And then from there we'll like start sculpting, also out of, you know, the paper and stuff, and maybe tape, start sculpting the shape of Nemesis's face. See? Like that. So we'll see how that goes. Now as you see, it's, you know, dry, so I can touch it, but because I kind of like forced, you know, like force dried it, if that makes sense, you know, with the hair dryer instead of letting it naturally do its thing, it's still pretty soft, you know. Normally it would harden, you know, by now. So what I'm going to do is I'll draw the face on, you know, that doodle I made, so it can resemble, you know, Nemesis. And then from there we're going to like sculpt and mold, you know, basically the features of his face and stuff, you know. And then we'll see how that goes from there. And then we'll just keep reapplying this, you know, this coat over here as well as that glue. And then we're gonna see if it turns out to be Nemesis. So, you know, we'll be right back. Basically like a rough draft, you know, if that makes sense. Okay, so I drew this with, you know, Sharpie. It's kind of like an outline. It might not be exactly like this, but, you know, kind of close. So I know, you know, where to make like the skin open and stuff and put the staples. It was kind of hard, you know, with the Sharpie to doodle this on because the thing is still wet. But I think, you know, it's close enough at least. You know, you see that? I hope. And then we'll see. This will be like the neck part and the, you know, his like suit and whatever, his outfit. But we'll see how that goes, you know. I'll mainly be focusing on the front part though, because the back you won't really see, you know, during the stream. It'll just be like kind of like this, you know, on the side over there, Nemesis just doing his thing. So we'll see how this, you know, works. And right now I'm going to try and just roll up some either tape or pieces of paper or glue or something, and, you know, kind of outline this with that, because I don't think this is gonna last very long, you know, this from the Sharpie, the ink. So we'll be right back. Okay, so right now what I'm trying to do, you know, originally I thought I would use like cut up pieces of paper and glue it like this, you know, to make Nemesis's like scars. Do you see? Right there. But I think maybe, you know, I'll just use this stuff, the whatever it's called, the paper mache stuffs that's already squished in there, and kind of just put it on here so it looks like, you know, kind of looks like a scar, I think, right? Kind of supposed to be, you know, jumping out. And also I like how it looks, you know, here it's smooth, but here I applied a little bit and, you know, put the white like greaseal stuff, and it's like all bumpy, and I like that. So we'll see how that works. So, you know, I'll be right back with that. Alright, so as you see, it has been applied, you know, this, all of this. So that's his, like, his scars and his mouth. I think his mouth I'm gonna cut out, like an actual hole. Same with his eyeball, you know. But his mouth I'm gonna cut out and then make the teeth and stuff out of cardboard, so it's like sticking out, you know. But as you see on the side, on the back there won't be anything, you know. It just ends here. But once it all dries and stuff, you know, I'm just gonna paint it with blood and stuff, and then I'll put those like staples on there too, so it, you know, resembles the actual picture. But it's really cool. So yeah, I'm gonna continue doing this. You know, I'll add more of this stuff, you know, the greaso, the glue, and then I'll hair dry it, you know. So hopefully that works. We'll be right back. Alright, so I even applied, you know, with the hot glue, some stuff on here. I don't know if you can see it. Kind of, you know, makes it look like flesh. You see it? It's kind of hard with this camera because it doesn't really, you know, zoom in that well. But it's kind of like hanging there, you know, invisibly, which is pretty cool. And now I shall apply the greaso again on here, you know, after the hair dryer, and then I'll redo the, you know, entire thing so it kind of like blends in. And I also, down here, I kind of did a little bit of the chest part. I don't know how that's gonna work, but we'll see. So, you know, we'll be back right after that. Okay, now as you can see, I reapplied, you know, the giso here, and so like it looks like a giant glob. So, bleh. And now I'm going to hair dry it again to, you know, make sure it's dry, and then hopefully everything is dry. We'll put the glue on it, you know, or the, what is it called? The gloss. So we'll be right back for that. Bam slam. Now that this is dry, I shall take this stuff here, the gloss, and put it all over, and hopefully, you know, that makes it even, you know, like harder, this case here, or the mask, or whatever you want to call this, cause it's still very soft, as you can see. But I think that's because I'm using the hair dryer instead of letting it dry on its own. So I'm going to try to do that, and then we'll see how that goes. We'll be right back. Okay, so I'm drying this here, and as I was drying, I don't know if you can see that, but up here, the thing, like, the stuff, you know, the giso, or whatever it's called, look, it's like cracking here, and it looks like it's creating veins and junk. That is so cool! It might be kind of hard to see on the camera, but look at that! Look at that! Look how cool that is! Like, because I'm using the hair dryer to dry it, and it's like splitting apart or something. Oh! Even on the back. Oh, that is cool. Alright, when we finish, we'll be right back, so stay tuned for more. Alright, now, you know, everything is here. It's been 1 day since the last, you know, part. It's still dry. I mean, it's dry now, but it's still kind of squishy. I think that might be because I'm using, you know, this bag underneath. So it's not hard, but it kind of, I guess, kind of resembles skin, so that makes sense. But I shall be painting, you know, Nemesis. I guess I'll use, you know, mostly yellow, you know, over it, and then kind of like, you know, sprinkle it with red, brown, you know, I don't know, whatever else I can find, like purple, you know, mix it together, and hopefully create this. So, you know, I'll do that. And then the tubes, if I can find some, I'll try adding the tubes as well, and then maybe use like liquid latex or something. I have some liquid latex, but I think it's expired or something happened to it, so it's not very good, you know. So we'll be right back after he's done painted, you know, so stay tuned. Okay, so I painted everything on here, you know, it kind of looks like that. And I also applied liquid latex here, because, you know, I wanted it to look more like skin, as you see over there, instead of, you know, yellow. So I kind of put some of this on. You see it, kind of? I don't know, we'll see how that works out. But I'll also be using a marker, you know, and kind of like going into detail, you know, because I'm better at drawing than painting. So we'll see how that goes, you know, and then we'll be right back. Now, you see, like, it's kind of like more detailed since I use these markers here, especially the purple one. Purple and then a pink highlighter here, you know, to like fill in the stuff and, you know, give it more detail and junk around the mouth, you know, this chest part. Now what I'm going to do, I cut 7 like pieces of cardboard, and they're gonna go on his head like this, you know, and then I'm going to paint it gray, and it's going to be like the nails he has over here. See? And then, you know, or gray or silver, and we'll see how that goes. So we'll be right back after that. Then I'll hot glue it together, and then we'll work on the mouth. The staples have been created and painted, as you can see. I have 7 of them, you know, across his face. I might even add, like, I don't know, maybe aluminum foil or something, so it, you know, kind of shines or whatever, but we'll see. Now I'm gonna work on his mouth, you know, out of cardboard here, as well as the teeth, you know, I'll make all that here, and then I'll cut this out and then put it behind it, you know, glue it, paint it, and then bam shalam. So we'll be right back. Okay, the teeth have been created. As you can see, they're all out of cardboard, and then, you know, I just glued it on here, little pieces. I made the teeth as well. You know, this will be the top one, this will be the bottom one, and then these sides here, these things, this will attach to the mouth, or the hole, you know, right here on the side with the glue. And I'm gonna cut this out and put them in there and see how that goes. And then once that is finished, I'll add more detail to the teeth and everything, you know. So let's see how this works. And to do that, I actually have to take, you know, Squibbles out of this thing, you know, finally. So let's see how that's gonna, you know, be. Hopefully everything's okay with him in there, because I swear, look what he's turned into. But I'm gonna cut a hole here, and then the eyeball, you know. We'll be right back. Alright, Squibbles has come out safely out of the cocoon, and it doesn't look like anything's happened to him either. So I must have wrapped it out really, you know, swell. He kind of smells like paint though, but it worked, you know. Here's the front right there, and then here's the back. Now the back, I'll kind of, I don't know, I'll like tape up together and stuff and use, I forget what it's called, but the thing, like that, you know, special tape. Or not tape, but that material, you know, and that way I can just, you know, unzip it and put it back in, you know, and just put it on Squibbles without having to worry about anything. But right now, I'm going to make the hole for the mouth and then the eye, so we'll see how that goes, you know. We'll be right back. Okay, so the teeth have been added, as you can see. It looks really cool. I haven't painted them yet. And also the inside, I removed all of the, like, you see the bag, the clear like bag here, and so it's just paper. But because I did that, you know, with the clear bag, as you can see, it's, you know, still wet and stuff. So what I'm gonna try to do is from the inside, I'm gonna try to use this stuff again, you know, the giso stuff, except on the inside, and kind of create like a coat here. And hopefully when that dries, it'll be hard enough, you know, kind of like a suit, kind of like a mask suit, you know, because as you see, it's kind of like flimsy right now. So I'm gonna do that and we'll be right back. Alright, so I applied, you know, both. Not only the giso stuff, you know, the white thing from this bottle here, but I also combined it with the gloss, you know. First I applied this giso, you know, so that's why it's here, and then the gloss on top. And then these are just cardboard to hold the, like, mask like this. So hopefully by tomorrow, I'm not gonna, like, dry it with the heater right now. I'm just gonna let it dry on its own, you know, like throughout the night. And these cardboard is here to hold it up. So hopefully when I remove them tomorrow, the mask stays in this position instead of, you know, going down like floppy like it is now. So, you know, we'll see. We'll be right back, you know, tomorrow and see how that goes. It is now the next day, and Squibbles, the mask, has been dried. I removed the goods from here, and as you see, it worked. Inside it is kind of dry, but I think I have to, you know, add some more of that stuff again, because you see this paper is still hanging here in junk. and then we'll have to wait for it to dry again. But as you can see, it looks beautiful so far. I even cut a hole in the eyeball where you'll be able to see him. I re-glued the staple stuff because it was falling off. On the back, I'll just put like Velcro junk to hold it together. It's not very detailed. And then I'll try to find the tube stuff to put on his shoulders. So we'll see. We'll be right back for that. Alright, so the inside has dried, I think, pretty much. And, I'll still be doing that. I even reapplied, more hot glue onto the staples here because they were kind of falling off. As well as added some more, detail to the mouth and stuff and the battle scar. But right now, I'm going to take this rope, cut it, and then glue it around the shoulders of Squibbles here. So it's similar to Nemesis, And then after that, I'm gonna, hot glue it together, paint it, and then we'll see how that turns out. So we'll be right back. The ropes have been added, as you see. I just turned maybe like 4 of them, made them into loops, and then hot glued them. Now I will paint them, and then the ends here, they're gonna be hidden because I'll try to make like the outfit too over there, as you can see. It's gonna like hide that. So we'll be right back for that. Okay, so it looks like that, I applied the rope over here. I even painted it, as you can see, and then I added more hot glue. You see it? It's kind of like the clear stuff here. And then with a red, red like paint, I'll paint over that, and that way it'll look like that. Look at that. Like it'll have the dark, like colors underneath, and then the red kind of like vines or blood or something on top. It'll look like that. It'll be really cool. So we'll be right back, after that's finished. Now with both of them like this, look at that. Isn't that awesome? I'm going to, I guess, add more maybe like, paper or something, paper mache, to make it look like, the skin is, like going over these tube things, as well as the liquid latex. So that's going to look really, really cool. So we'll be right back after I'm done with that. I have applied, as you see, paper, and it kind of looks like the, skin overflapping or over, lapping these tube things. I'll, paint it more after it dries, like more brown and, to resemble this. But this is basically, I think, how it's going to look like, from the top, Nemesis right there. Then, when, all of this is finished, I guess I'll just add like a black, I don't know, like a black suit or something, as you see he has over there, I'll add like a black suit, nothing fancy I think, and then, that'll be covering Squibbles. I'll give him a tiny bazooka as well to kind of like, in front, so it hides the, cheesiness of the suit, since I don't think I'm going to work, that much on the suit. And I'll use maybe like a toilet tube, or paper towel tube, paint it and make it look like the bazooka. And then on the back here, I'll use Velcro, so I can, easily open and close this when I put it inside Squibbles. And then hopefully, that'll be that for the Nemesis outfit here. But we'll see, this will dry and I'll go do that. And then hopefully we're done. Okay, so now I took an old shirt, you see, here's Squibbles. And then I put it over like this. I'm going to cut it, and then I guess like maybe sew it together or something to make it look like Nemesis, outfit. And then maybe I'll add a few more like patches or something, and then bam shalam. We have that, So we'll be right back after that's finished. Okay, so I kind of cut out the shirt, so it's gonna be like that. And then I'll use this foam stuff here and cut out, the details he has over here on his, coat thing. Like the little rectangles and whatnot. And then I'll paint it together, and hopefully it, it works. I don't know, we'll see. And then I'll use like maybe, the yoga mat I have over there, right over there. It's also similar, color, but it's kind of different texture, just in case, maybe for the belts or something. We'll see how that works though, so we'll be right back. Okay, so here, I cut out, the thing, then I made indentations here with like a pen, so it's like the, separation. Underneath, I have cardboard, And that way, you know, I'll glue this over like this, and then it'll be kind of like the flap here, you know. And then here I will have those zippers, and then the belt, and then that should be that. Similar to that, you see it? Like that. So after that's finished, you know, we'll be right back and I'll show you how that goes. Okay, I've decided that it's best not to have it like this, you know, the clothes or the cloth just like hanging there like that. It's gonna be weird. I'm gonna make a kind of like a tube, you know, of cardboard, glue it all around, you know, this thing, and then that way I can just like slip it, you know, this will be the bottom base, and then the head, like this, will be on the top. And that way, you know, it'll be the outfit here, and then the head ready, and I just, you know, have two pieces together, and it should work, and then the bazooka will be in front. So we'll see how that goes, you know, I'll be right back, you know, to show you how that works. Alright, so as you see, the cardboard thing is here, you know, that's where I'll have the outfit and the belt and stuff, you know. And then Squibbles is in there, right here. I just put the two together, you know, just like placed it in there and it fit. So, you know, I don't think I even, you know, I might not even need Squibbles in here. You know, if this thing can hold, you know, the entire thing up. But we'll be right back after everything is, you know, all set up and ready. So stay tuned. Alright, so originally, you know, I was going to have this, you know, from the yoga mat thing. These, you know, I was going to cut out like pieces and it was going to be the belt. But I think this works a lot better. This is like the Velcro strip here, you know, that keeps the yoga thing together. I think that works better. Look at that. Two of them right there. I don't know where mine are. I swear I have like an entire thing of Velcro. I'm going to try to find it. If not, I'm just going to rip this in half, you know. But we'll see. We'll be right back and see how, you know, everything works. And then this yoga thing, I'll use as the, like, I don't know what you call it, but the thing that connects the belts, you know, like 4 over here. As you see, he has right here, you know, right there. So we'll be right back and see how that goes. Alright, I don't have enough space on this thing, you know, it's about to run out. But, you know, for the leather, I found this thing in the basement, you know, some Jesus thing. I'm going to use my portable screwdriver to unlock these belts and steal them. If anything, I also have these things, you know, I can just rip that off, you know, and as well as this. So we'll see how that goes, you know, we'll be right back. Hopefully it works. So stay tuned. Alright, so this thing was too fat, right? So I thought, you know, maybe I'd cut it in half. And that's what I did here. I applied it here and it still looked kind of weird, you know. I'd rather have it be, you know, kind of skinny and stuff. So I'm going to use my undies here. These are like, you know, broken hunk of junks. They don't, you know, they're not good. And I'm going to use the ribbon. And alright, so the undies aren't going to work. They look real ugly and stuff. I ripped this off from my old binder. And that's going to go, you know, like right here. You know, I'll paint it a different color. And then this, I also ripped off like a bag or something. And that's going to go here as like the bracelet things. And I'll paint them gray, you know, or like the straps or whatever. Okay, so it looks like this so far, you know. I have all the straps here. I painted this, you know, and I'll, you know, even hot glue it onto here. This is like that little thing on the side, the little clip he has. Here on the back, I actually found these little, you know, Velcro things. It's kind of hard to see. But I'm going to put it on all 3 of these, you know, lock things. On the other side, you know, I'll put the other side so I can just close it like this. And then I'll also open this giant flap and put this piece of Velcro underneath there so it can actually close when you remove the belts. I'll add some details afterwards. Then I'll create his bazooka, you know, make my shirt, and then that'll be that. So stay tuned. Okay, so on the back of these, you know, like Velcro things, you can peel it off and it's sticky, right? But even though it's pretty sticky here, I still, you know, would recommend applying like hot glue, you know, because it's not gonna like, you know, it's gonna fall off easily. And then just put it back here. And that's what I did to all of these, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then also the one inside here, you know, you can take it off, but I wouldn't recommend, you know, doing it, you know, often, because it might rip off, you know, and, you know, that would suck. But yeah, we'll do that. I'll put it all together, you know, add some more detail, and then we'll make the bazooka. Okay, so Nemesis is basically done, you know. I have all the Velcro, I have everything here. All I need is this bazooka. And I want to make it kind of like this, you know. Out of, you know, a tube that's similar to this size. Maybe put it here, or maybe he'll have it here, you know. Paint it green, and bam shalam. So I'm going to try to figure out how to do this. And then we'll be right back. To make, you know, the shirt, which will be the last part. Okay, so I'm running out of time here. I want to, stream Resident Evil, and I already have Squibbles finished. But the bazooka kind of looks like this. I'll paint it green. I don't know if I'll even use it, but after that he'll be finished. So we'll be back right after that. Okay, one more thing. I'm gonna put this eyeball inside, the socket. Not so it's like this outside, but inside, and then I'll paint it blue. Okay, so the eyeball has been painted blue. You can't really see it with this camera, but I also added like these little lines, to kind of give it a more realistic look. But we are finished here. This is, the front part, or the top part. Squibbles goes in here, and I figured out I don't even have to, put Squibbles inside, here. But I think it'd be better because it, give it some weight and stuff. But the eyeball, before we, continue, eyeball I used was just these random like black beads that you can get from the store. Right there, you see that? Right there. But, here's what it looks like from the, front. Here's the back. The back isn't really anything because it's not really, important. But if you wanted to, you could add it yourself. There's the inside. You see it's all white. You can still see the paper. And then here's the second part. It's the bottom. See? So, his suit and whatnot. And then on the inside, it's just cardboard. Right there. And then, bam shalam, to put them together, you just put Squibbles inside. Just pretend he's in there. And then just, slide it in here. Like that. Book. And then there you go. You have Nemesis, And like I said, I'm going to try to make a bazooka. I don't really like how that one turned out right there. So, maybe later after the stream I'll make another one. But right now I'll make the shirt and then we're going to stream. So, I hope you enjoyed the video because that's how I made Nemesis here. Squibbles Nemesis. This turned out a lot better than I thought. That is hardcore. But, see you on the stream. Okay, so I don't feel like, actually putting something on for the Resident Evil stream. So what I'm going to do is something similar that I did with the Metroid streams. I'm going to take a shirt, this one, and I'm just going to write out the logo, Resident Evil there. And since I have the Metroid on here, I'm going to just flip it over and use the back, and that side will be, Resident Evil written right there. Hopefully this time, I don't make it crooked or anything, but I'm doing this because, I don't have... I don't have those papers, so I can just iron it on and, kind of like print the shirt on here. So I'm just going to paint it and then, we'll see how that goes. You see, the shirt is complete here, but it's a little rusty as you see on the sides, kind of spilled over. So what I'm going to do is use a Sharpie, and then just make the outlines, and then that'll be that. And then we're complete. Alright, that looks a lot better, I'm going to stream now, but afterwards, I'm gonna get more of the, outline of, and stuff. But that's basically it. I hope, you enjoyed the creation of Squibbles over there, as Nemesis, and also my shirt. So, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time, ladies and gentlemen. Goodbye, everybody. And hopefully we see you on the stream, as we play Resident Evil. That would be awesome. Boy. But Squibbles is, the main show here. Look at this. Resident Evil. Squibbles is the main attraction for the stream today. Look at him. Nemesis